remember that divine masculine energy is going to feed you. And the more that divine masculine energy feeds you in a healthy way, it's going to add to your magnetism and it's going to add into your ability to attract. What's up, all my beautiful people of the world? It is your girl, Jaylyn Brunson, back at it again with another video, an episode of Moon Days, where we talk about that divine feminine energy. And today, y'all, some of y'all are not going to be ready for this conversation. And you see the title, we are going to talk about it. And from the jump, I just want to clarify, because I know somebody out there is not going to watch the whole video. I am not necessarily endorsing people sleeping their way to the top and using people and finessing people and stuff of that nature. I'm not talking about that, but I am talking about that, but just in a different way. We're going to talk about sexuality and specifically the 8th house in astrology and how this relates to divine feminine energy and basically like living the life that we want to live, living the lifestyle that we want to live, having the money that we want, success, happiness, peace, all of that stuff. Let's talk about the spiritual science of sexuality and how that correlates to creating the life that we want. Let's talk about these divine feminine goddess secrets right now. So basically, there's this idea in the world that, you know, certain people in this world sleep their way to the top. And when I say sleep their way to the top, we usually hear this idea from the perspective of there's this person that has a lot of clout or they have a lot of money, so I'm going to sleep with them so that they can give me some or so that they can put me on X, Y, and Z. And some people just finesse people and use people for their what they have instead of appreciating for who they are.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
But there is some truth to this idea that you can actually sleep your way to the top. We can do it in a healthy way, or we can do that in a non-healthy way. And honestly, this should never just be the goal. This should just be a byproduct of what happens when you start dealing with people of a good and high frequency. Period. When you start engaging with people that are of a high frequency, they're healthy inside and out, they're working on themselves, they have good energy, they're working on healing through their past traumas, they're doing the internal shadow work. When you're dealing with those people sexually, you're gonna take on their energy.
Because like I said before in this video talking about money, root chakra issues have a lot to deal with our financial situation. So if we're dealing with men in our lives who don't really have a good financial situation, they don't have any financial security, this definitely usually reflects in some deeper internal security with their self-esteem, with their sense of self, whatever the case is. And not to mention that root chakra also deals with sex drive, ladies. So, I mean, a man with a good root chakra is also going to be good in the you-know-what. So it's natural for a woman to want to be with somebody who is going to have a strong root chakra, somebody who is going to be secure financially. So this is why I also have a little bit of beef with the whole common ideas and ideologies and propaganda around gold digger. Because why would a woman want to be with somebody who isn't stable, who isn't going to be able to support her? But at the same time, as long as the woman is coming from a standpoint and place of true emotional connection with the individual that is going to be able to support her, and she also has the ability to support herself too, but she doesn't mind getting help as well.
Okay, so let's start from the top, right? Why do we care about this in general? Why do we care about sex? What does sexuality have to do with manifestation? What does manifestation have to do with, you know, who we sleep with and stuff of that nature? Let's break it down. Sexuality is more than just, you know, having a good time and having some pleasure. We talk about this all the time on this channel. Sexuality has a lot to do with our lower chakras, specifically the root chakra and the sacral chakra. So the root and sacral chakra deals a lot with our human experience. So when we have these chakras in alignment, it allows us to experience the good parts of life. The root chakra deals with our sense of security, our foundation, and this overall sense of groundedness that we have in our life. This translates into the male masculine expression of our sexuality, as well as this overall sense of feeling like you are safe and secure in the world. And that directly correlates with our financial, you know, stability. A lot of times when we have root chakra issues, we also have bank account issues, as well as when we think about our sacral chakra as well. Because the sacral chakra deals with our magnetism and it is our womb. And as goddesses, as women, this sacral chakra is so important because this is where we attract things towards us. So when we have a blocked sacral chakra, we also attract back to us issues and situations that we don't like. Okay, bad relationships, a financial up and down situations. There's a lack of balance when we have sacral chakra issues. But these lower chakras are very important when it comes to sexuality. The sacral chakra is more of the feminine expression of our sexual energy, and the root chakra is the masculine expression of our sexual energy. So when we have both of these chakras in alignment, we are naturally magnetic. We are magnetic to everything that we truly desire, because that's what these chakras deal with. They deal with our basic needs. They deal with financial security, and they deal with the things that we want and desire in our lives. So when these chakras are in alignment, so is the situations that we start attracting towards us. We all have sexual energy. We were all created with sexual energy. Everything in front of you was manifested and created from sexual energy, because sexual energy is not just about having babies. It's about creating the life that we want. The more we step into our sexual energy and ground our sexual energy in our body and own the sexual energy in our body as goddesses and gods, whatever the case is, we attract the things that we want towards us, and we literally start learning how to create the life that we want, because everything around us was created from the feminine and masculine principle. And when we study the tantric philosophy, we learn about Shiva and Shakti, and how basically the masculine and feminine energy come together to create existence itself. But they're always constantly making love with each other, because the masculine gives us the physical, tangible result, but the feminine energy gives us the spirit and the existence and the space for things to be existing right here, right now. So you need both of these energies to really create and to dance, just like you need both of those energies to create life. And then obviously when we start engaging sexually with other people, we hear a lot of people talking about soul ties and how making love, okay, I'm trying not to get demonetized, how making love is associated with, you know, exchange of energy. Basically, every time that you engage sexually with somebody, you are having some form of energetic exchange. And, you know, we were talking about basically casual sex, and casual sex is a good thing or a bad thing, and, you know, whatever the case is, we were having a conversation about that. But regardless, whether you're in a casual situation or in a committed romantic relationship or whatever the case is for your personal life, you can still tap into the potent power of sexual energy and bring in conscious awareness to this topic, so that you can use this to empower you in your life, so that you can add to your life. Because really this is just coming down to being mindful and mindfulness. So basically, when we have sex with somebody, we create cords with them. And these energetic cords that you can't see unless you're clairvoyant, but these energetic cords get created, and basically there is an exchange of energy. There is a channel that is created, and you give them some of your energy and they give you some of their energy, and there's an exchange of energy. Now, where this gets a little tricky is this is why we have to be mindful about the people that we are creating cords with, especially cords that are really strong, because if we're dealing with people who are not like focusing on, you know, improving themselves, they're not healthy, they have issues mentally and emotionally and physically and stuff of that nature, and obviously we're not perfect, but if they aren't trying to raise their frequency at all and you have sex with these people, this is somebody, you're actually being influenced by their energy to a certain level if you're not aware of it. If you notice certain people that you'll have sex with, after you might feel better or you might feel worse. Or if you engage with porn, whatever the case is, you watch it and you're just like, why did I just do that? It's because really the energy is not of the highest quality for the most part. So you want to start becoming mindful of the people that you're engaging with sexually, whether you're in a committed relationship or in a casual situation. You can use this to your benefit though, at the same token. Let's say you're empathic, and let's say you put yourself in a position to be around people who are high vibe, who really have a lot of great energy, who are inspirational, who are inspiring, and are generally good people, and they have a good frequency. If you engage sexually with those kind of people, you'll find yourself being inspired. You'll find yourself, as a woman especially, being fed by good masculine energy, divine masculine energy. It's actually going to motivate you, and it's going to add to your sacral chakra. It's going to literally feed your sacral chakra. And when we feed the sacral chakra and the root chakra healthy energy, It literally increases our magnetism and increases our ability to manifest and to attract situations to us that we love. But on the same token, if we are engaging sexually with people and even just in relationships with people who are constantly bringing us down and don't have good energy, that is also going to reflect in our reality. So when we talk about the idea of sleeping our way to the top, you don't got to go down the path of I got to trick people, I got to finesse people to get what they want. You can literally just decide, like, I'm going to choose to engage with people who are of a certain frequency, and that's going to add to my frequency. It's just a natural byproduct of when you're dealing with people who have a good frequency. You're going to leave that situation feeling inspired. And for women, one way to see if a person's energy is good for you is when you engage with them, do you feel depleted afterwards, or do you find yourself feeling invigorated? Even if you are tired, do you still feel invigorated? Do you feel charged up? Do you feel good, or do you feel drained? This is a good indicator of, okay, is this person feeding my energy or are they taking away? Because vampires are definitely a thing, and you definitely could spread energetic vampires, energetic vampire suckers through the act of sexuality. And when we talk about this topic, we are talking about the secret of astrology, the 8th house in astrology. We talked about the 2nd house in my previous video, talking about wealth, right? And how the 2nd house deals a lot with how we personally make money as individuals by our talents, with our self-worth and stuff of that nature. But the opposite of the 2nd house is the 8th house. The 8th house deals with blessings from other people. I got Venus and Mars conjunct in my 8th house. I know a little bit about the 8th house, you know what I'm saying? But when you're in the 8th house with somebody, you're literally in a space of union. And that's why the 8th house deals with sexuality, and it deals with other people's money and shared resources. So it's when you come together with a person, and from that union, you create something, and you create a new source of wealth. And like I said before in that previous video, wealth does not just deal with finances. Wealth also deals with mindset. It deals with our sense of worthiness. It deals with our self-esteem. It deals with our ability to attract. So the more wealthy we are, really the more healthy we are inside and out. And that's actually how we can attract money towards us. But within this personal standpoint, you can create wealth with partners and with other people in your life. And you can also be open to receiving from other people, because the feminine energy deals a lot with the left energy, receiving. The right is where we give, the masculine is where we give and we do and we make it happen, but the left is where we actually receive our blessings and we attract things towards us and we take things in. So when we balance these two energies, this is the key to wealth, this is the key to happiness, this is the key to living the life that you want. And the 8th house in astrology deals a lot with joint resources, shared resources, other people's money that you make when you get married to people, joining with someone and merging with someone, right? And also the 8th house deals a lot with sexuality. So it really hit me one day. When you decide to merge with people, because that's what's happening when you're having sex with people, when you're merging with people of a good frequency, you are going to receive money from that person, because money at the end of the day is just an energy. It's just a form of energy. So when we talk about the idea of sleeping to the top, it's very simple. You don't gotta finesse people. You don't gotta trick people. All you gotta do is choose people who are good for you. All you have to do is choose people who are good for you, who have your best interests at heart, who care about your pleasure, who generally love you if that's the situation, or just at least care about you to a certain level, and have a good high frequency and have good energy. Because if you engage with people like that, basically you're going to be fed, and the more that person's energy is feeding you in a good way, you're going to be more creative, you're going to feel more inspirational, you're going to be feeling more motivated, and you're going to be having a lot of creative energy, and that translates into magnetism. And you don't even have to engage with people literally sexually to get into this energy. You can create cords with people just by hugging, just by holding their hand, just by having intimate moments, just by having a lot of eye contact with a person. You can create cords with a person. And, consensually, if this person is down with it, You can like visualize those cores that you have with that person, and you can literally visualize their energy feeding you and your energy feeding them, and having this really beautiful, good flowing energy, and setting the intention that says, I allow energy from this person that is going to feed me. I allow all the great energy that is coming from this person to flow into me and to let me grow and to really add to my life. Now, let's say you are dealing with people casually. You're dealing with casual situations. People ask me all the time, can you be a spiritual person and have casual sex? Yes, you can do whatever you want. At the same time, you do have to realize that there is an exchange of energy. But a simple way to really exist in that space and still be able to enjoy yourself, first of all, making sure that the people that you are engaging with are of a high frequency and are literally, they're just good quality people inside and out. Secondly, they care about your pleasure. Third, after the fact, after you're literally done with the act, you want to hold their hands, you want to close your eyes, deeply breathe, right? Deeply breathe and just say the words, what is mine, what is yours, and imagine all the energy that they gave you to go back to them and all the energy that you gave to them to come back to you. And just visualize that process for a little bit. And that's a way to make sure that the energy wasn't transferred. If it's going to be more of a long-term thing and you're in the casual dating space, definitely you want to just do monthly spiritual baths with a lot of salt, okay, and different things of that nature. We talk about that in my course, Wicked Inner Goddess, how to do a spiritual bath and stuff of that nature. But using a lot of salt to basically cleanse your body, cleanse your aura, doing spiritual baths monthly to make sure that your energy is intact and is pure and is well tuned. And this is a way that you can utilize sexual energy in a positive, healthy way, whether you're in a committed relationship or in a casual relationship. It doesn't matter. You just have to have proper hygiene, spiritual hygiene as well. Remember that divine masculine energy is going to feed you. And the more that divine masculine energy feeds you in a healthy way, it's going to add to your magnetism and it's going to add into your ability to attract. We don't talk about these things because it's incredibly taboo, but it's just real life. The 8th house talks about merging. It talks about union and coming together and what happens when you come together. So the 8th house literally is talking about the exchange of energy that happens within the sexual space and how you can utilize that energy to create the life you want and to, increase your finances, increase your wealth. But, honestly, it doesn't always have to be so literal. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to literally get married to people and stuff to have that financial benefit necessarily. I personally have, been with somebody who had a really good energy. They had a very good amount of energy. They were a person that was very into taking care of themselves, taking care of their body, taking care of their mind, taking care of their health, doing the deep healing work on themselves and just in their real good divine masculine energy. And I remember when I first started engaging with that person and just even just flirting with that person and becoming a little bit intimate with that person. The next day, I noticed money just started flowing towards me. I was like, whoa, where's all this money coming from? I was like, wait, it's because that person is activating something within me. That person is activating that 8th house energy within me that says, be receptive to the blessings that come from other people. The amount of money that you have, not only does it deal with self-worth, but on the other opposite side of the coin, it deals with our sexual energy because the sacral chakra deals a lot with sexuality and sexual energy and expression. So the more that we activate that, especially as women, is the more that we can be able to attract the things that we want towards us. And I talk all about this topic in all my videos. You can sleep your way to the top. When you make that too heavily and too deep of a focus, I think you miss out on real, genuine connections that you can have with people. And honestly, generally, when you start getting your energy right, you just start attracting the right people towards you, and you don't even have to worry about finessing people and doing stuff like that. People generally just want to bless you, and people will generally just want to help you because they appreciate you, they love your energy, they love your vibe, or you're in a relationship, whatever the case is. And that's what healthy people do. When you're a healthy person and you have really good energy, people just want to bless you, they just want to do right by you. It's really not that deep, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to finesse, you don't gotta trick, you don't gotta use the feminine energy in a manipulative way. So being conscious and being aware of the power of the sexual energy is so empowering because it allows you to navigate the space with a more clear head and allows you to be more mindful about, okay, who am I allowing to enter my space? Who am I allowing to enter my temple? And is this a person that is going to add or detract from my energy? And that's something you always want to ask yourself before you engage with people, and that is for men and women. Comment down below your thoughts on this topic. I'm honestly, I just wanted to talk about this really quickly, come here to say holla at you guys. But yeah, comment down below, let me know. I'll see you later.